Good morning, everyone, dear esteemed chair, honored professors, dear colleagues and guests. I would like to warmly welcome you here to our 5th progress report of the 2nd year for the Translational Medicine program. We have learned one thing in the last 1.5 years very clearly, and I know every one of you has, and it's you need a vision. Not only in life, but especially for your research. A very strong and clear vision is of utmost importance. Every one of us here today has their very own unique and personalized vision. But moreover than this, we are sitting here today all united in one common vision, the vision of the Center for Translational Medicine. Our vision, because every one of you here today is part of the Center of Translational Medicine. Only you make it work. Our vision is very clear, science into healthcare. And this vision can be clearly seen permeating through all of our projects, all of your projects, all of the effort you put into it. Since we are here gathered together in Hungary, we all know a vision cannot be standing strong without a backbone. And our mission, the backbone to our vision, is clearly a breakthrough change in Hungary. Let me tell you a few words about our translational medicine cycle you're probably all aware of. So, everything starts at healthcare. Healthcare means bedside, our day-to-day life, our problems and our issues we are facing while working with patients, and generally questions which arise during our practice. From those issues, we come up with questions. Those questions are then formulated in our project meetings, in our group meetings, are polished and are decided on. What is the most important question? What is the best question? How to answer, how to ask it? These questions are science. Together then in our project meetings, in our group meetings, we develop methodologies, ideas and techniques to answer all of your questions, all of our questions together. And this leads us to knowledge. But what is knowledge alone? It does not stand for much if it can't be heard, can't be seen or touched. So, knowledge always needs to be communicated, it needs to be published. Only then, if it's published, it can go back in the cycle and benefit the patient, benefit healthcare and benefit Hungary and all of us in the end. Yes, and indeed one may say this program has already resulted in outstanding results which were honored by a publication in Nature Medicine. Here at the Center for Translational Medicine we believe in a hybrid education system, meaning so not only all of your 4 years should be spent in the laboratory and with science, but also to harbor and improve your clinical skills. We've started in 2019 at Page University with 20 students and in 2020 with 17 students. Then in 2021 we moved over to Semmelweis and had an exponential growth, every year roughly around 90 students. A few more words about our hybrid program. Last year you all witnessed so we call it the golden year of science. 4 dedicated days of research and 1 day of clinical work. Now the balance has shifted the other way around. You have 1 day of protected clinical science and 4 days of clinical work. So it's even more important that you really take this one protected day, science day, very seriously. Otherwise it will be very difficult for you to progress in the expected way. As you have all probably witnessed by now, many mistakes have happened, many problems were there. Maybe you have even been so far that you get a revision back or a rejection. All of this is great. If you compare the first version of your manuscript to the latest you have submitted, a huge improvement has been made for all of you. So learning by doing is a great possibility we offer, or which happens here at the Center for Translational Medicine. In total, at the Center for Translational Medicine, the whole PhD program is divided into 8 phases. Now I'll go through the first 6 phases a bit more in detail. You started your year in phase 1, of course, with 84 students. What was phase 1 about? Phase 1 was mainly about how to find the most important question. If you remember back, we were every week, how can you ask this better? How to polish the question. Then also how to clarify and simplify the question, how to make it really clearly understandable and just simple. How to design the project. At this time also everybody should have drafted their PhD thesis and the general concept of their PhD. And as well you have learned the methodologies, or you started to learn the methodologies of the Center for Translational Medicine, especially in the beginning, meta-analysis. In the end of phase 1 we were left with 78 students. and phase 2 started. Phase 2 was mainly about learning how to write an article. It was about how to communicate professionally and also about how to interpret scientific results critically. At this phase, everybody was expected to complete their search and also to show the first results, either preliminary also or final results. This phase was concluded with the second progress report. The second progress report were passed by 75 students. Then phase 3 started. Phase 3, if you remember, this was roughly the spring last year. We had many seminar talks. All of you had the opportunity to talk to well-established, great researchers in your fields and ask questions about your topics. At this time, everybody was expected to complete their search and data extraction. Phase 3 was closed with 74 students, and phase 4 started. What was phase 4 about? Mainly writing. It was mainly about writing your manuscript, starting to write it. First version, second version, third version. We talk it with your supervisor, rewrite it, and get the perfect version out of it. And also to, of course, then, at some point, to complete your first paper. Now, this is the phase you're currently finishing, phase 5. You started phase 5 with 71 students, and currently eligible for the progress report 5 are 69 students. What was the main task for the last phase? Also, mainly writing, but we hope to see, and yes, we did see and could see, many submissions of papers. Also, not only one submission, but also the statistical analysis of your second project was expected for today. But since it was only expected, now phase 6 starts, then it's absolutely obligatory. For phase 6, everybody needs to have a submitted paper, because phase 6 will conclude with the complex exam, and you're only eligible to enter the complex exam with a submitted paper. So, before I said a few words about learning by doing, and that's a great way of learning, of course, but here at the Center for Translational Medicine, we offer much more. We also offer you the possibility and opportunity by learning by teaching. So, as soon as you reach the second year of your studies here, you can join our team as a teacher to become a scientific methodological supervisor, as you all know, your SMS. And as it has been shown, learning is much improved by teaching others. The retention of knowledge is much greater by teaching than just by simply listening or reading. Yes, and as I said, many have joined this opportunity. Here you can see a few of our esteemed colleagues at the center, junior and senior SMSs alike. In total, your year had currently 170 projects running, out of them being 130 meta-analysis, clinical trial registry surveys, and also other more in vitro studies going on. A bit more in detail about your current ongoing meta-analysis. In total, these are always 69, so these are from all of you who are still currently here at the center. There are 69 students in your year. These are all your first meta-analysis. Let's have a little look. We can see a gradual progress, and this is exactly what we wanted to see. Especially the first 3 rows, published, revision, and submitted. This should have increased over time, and indeed it did. So from the meta-analysis, we already have 12 published meta-analysis, 5 currently under revision, and since yesterday, not 28, but 29 submissions already. A little comparison to the previous years. We have roughly the same amount of registries going on, but it needs to be said, from the 12 of last year, 4 were already accepted, and unfortunately non-accepted currently so far from your year, so we encourage you to push also further with your registries. Regarding surveys, it's also around the same amount as last year. 5 surveys are conducted currently here. In regards of clinical trials, we have many more clinical trials as we had last year, 17 compared to 10, but on the other hand, out of those 10 last year, 2 protocols were already accepted, and no of the 17 protocols is yet accepted. Yes, today in the morning I just quickly looked at Medline and looked for our published articles. Some are accepted, so I couldn't find it, and absolutely amazing. We can see great publications which have been there. Not just any publications, but really high quality. 8 of them, 15 publications being in the top 10% worldwide, and 7 in the top quarter. So, is it still a vision? Absolutely not. It became facts. So we talked a lot about science, and of course, that's why we're all here, and it's one of the most important things in life. But there is more to science outside of TM, with TM. So we have many great clubs. You have the social club, the sports club, the arts club, making many theater visits, squash plays, and especially in the social club, many great parties. The next party or event which I would like to invite you to is actually one of the greatest events and most anticipated events of the year. It's our Gatsby party. So save the date, 7th of March. It is always a great joy, as you can see in this picture, of course. So just a few more words about how it's going today. As every progress report, at the bottom of your sheet you have a QR code. So please use the QR code after every presenter and evaluate your colleagues. It's not about judging your colleagues, it's about feedback. Everybody needs feedback to improve. So please do so. And yes, of course, our most beloved innovation, the questionnaire award. First, second, third questionnaire will get the excellent questionnaire certificate. Not only a certificate, but it's accompanied by a great bottle of Bock wine. Yes. All right. Thank you very much for your attention.